Hey, I'm Leanne, and if you are watching my channel, welcome back. If it's the first time that you've been here, this is probably not the best one to watch. I am not gonna lie. I'd probably go and check out some of the other ones because this seems to be like a serious vlog, and maybe not one that everybody is really interested in, but it's one that I feel like I want to record and put out there because it's something that's going on in my life and it is affecting me and has an impact on my journey and what I'm doing. So because I'm really honest and I do basically speak about everything, how I'm feeling, overshares all round, then I just thought it was quite important to record it. I also figured, I put my videos out there just because if somebody else was in the same situation as me, then I felt like if I can just help one person, see that they're not on their own on this weight loss journey in life, then it'd be a good place to be. Well, I'm going to talk now about something medical, something that has been under the radar kind of thing for quite a few weeks, and I've ummed and ahed continuously as to whether to make this vlog and whether to share this because this isn't something that I've shared with any of my family, but I just figured that I should because it's what's going off with me and it's sending me all over the place and ultimately it's impacting on my weight loss journey. So here goes. So if you've followed me along and it's not something that you've maybe picked up on, but about a year ago, just after I started this weight loss journey, I made a few decisions that were going to help me along the way and what I wanted to do to try and better my health and body. I'd had a few health scares and I'd really thought about getting older and what changes I wanted to make in a means to stabilize my body, be a bit healthier, and that kind of remake kind of thing. Anyway, as I started my weight loss journey and I started to lose quite a significant amount of weight, sorry, I started having huge out of control periods. That's it, I've said it, I've not even used a different word because I just haven't. So if it's not something that you want to listen to, then please do turn off now because this is going to be a proper woman-y overshare going off and I don't want to upset anybody. So I was having these huge periods and that is quite normal for me. I do start having more periods whenever I've lost weight in past, especially on very low calorie diets, and when I have I'm just dropping a large amount of weight over quite a shortish period. That has actually settled down. It went on for a while. I was absolutely flooding you would not believe. I've constantly since the age of 15 been on contraception. So I was on the pill, I've tried the coil, I've had the injection, and the most current and probably long-term one has been the implant in my arm. Well, that ran out in COVID and it was really difficult to get an appointment and it just weren't a priority when we weren't supposed to be going near people. And as it ran out and I got thinking, it was just something that I wasn't bothered about renewing. Not because I want any children, because I am 40 now, but more so because I'm fed up of having false hormones in my body, linking it to weight loss. It can be something that can stop you losing weight and make it easy to put on. So I've had it with that and I'm not doing it. So that was sat in my arm for a couple of years actually. That was not it had got no medication left in it. And I haven't got pregnant, so woohoo, go me. But as my journey has continued, my hormones have just been so unstable. I have put a massive amount of that, in the back of my mind. I've been thinking about it and it's been a bit of a conscious niggle that's, I'm going to say worrying me. It's not worrying me that much because I'm not I've got a reluctance to go to the doctors and anything like that. I didn't really do medication and stuff. But I have put it off, and I don't know whether it's been because I was overweight and I'm sick of people like going to the doctors and I'm being like you can break a bone and it's because you're overweight. Everything's just down to you being overweight. But I put it off, and I think especially after the health scare I had during COVID, where I got a chest infection and it went on for that long, I actually had like a temporary paralysis in the bottom half of my body. And I think that scared me a little bit, and I wanted to lose weight to maybe like without even really thinking about it, have the confidence to go to GP and be like, look, this is happening, this is what's going off. So I left it and I kind of ish forgot about it, but not all at the same time. My periods have just been really irregular. They've like been really short. I can bleed for like 3 days, be off my period for like 2 days, and then get back on my period for another 5 days, or they can be really heavy. When I'm on my period, like the symptoms I'm feeling are like severe cramps. It makes me go lightheaded. I go really tired. I could eat the entirety of my kitchen and still not feel satisfied. It is unbelievable. One of the ultimate massive things has been my mood. So me and Oliver, my partner, are joking at the moment saying I've got like 16 personalities. I can go from being absolutely loved up and so happy and outgoing and absolutely fine to like literally I can hit the floor and just feel like I'm just like almost depressed. Just it's just unbelievable. An example being one of the times I was that annoyed with Oliver that at 2 o'clock in the morning I had to get dressed and go out for like a couple of hour walk, and I mean like power walk, because if not I would have ripped his face off, literal ripped his face off and killed him. And that is how extreme it's been. So I've trundled along with this, and I went for a smear test, and while I was having my smear test I mentioned that I got this implant in my arm, which the lovely woman was like, oh, let me get that booked in for you, because I've massively struggled to get an appointment, which is like another barrier to me going and sorting everything else out, because it's just such hard work, and when you get there most of them don't care and they're not interested in what you've got to say. So the woman made me an appointment for my implant taken out. I then went to that appointment, I had my implant taken out, and I got this wonderful doctor, and she spoke to me. She was asking me actually about contraception and what I was doing to stop myself getting pregnant. And my answer to that was, I'm just not really having sex, blah, 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 which is like a bit of a lie, but I'm not pregnant now and I feel like I'm doing okay. I think my body is actually past it, I'm not going to lie. That or Oliver's shooting blanks, I don't know. But either way, I've not got pregnant in years. So then as I was talking about that, and I joked and said that I basically was out, and I'm genuinely like, I was totally off sex, not interested at all. I said a joke about like my hormones being all over, and that some days I could rip Oliver's face off, and that my mood had been really low and things like that. So with that, I inquired and said I'd lost 9 stone, and I told her about my journey, and we were just chatting, and I'd put it down to me losing weight and my hormones being imbalanced and maybe not catching up, and she agreed, and she said that could be a thing, but she'd like me to go for blood tests because maybe I'm going through menopause or premenopause or whatever label they want to put it onto or whatever. That was before I went on holiday for my 40th with the girls at the end of April, and I just didn't want to do it before I went. So as I got back, I made an appointment and I went for the blood test on Tuesday, which was all fine. And I was like, I'd put it to the back of my mind, and I'd been for my smear test and I'd not got cancer or cancerous cells or anything. Everything was fine. But then, as on Wednesday, I was at the fish shop with Lily, and I got a phone call from the doctors, which I picked up. And the woman on the phone was like, I need to make you an appointment to talk about your blood test results. Now, I hadn't been for that appointment yet, but the day after I'd had a blood test, for her to ring me up and want me to speak to a GP has now filled me with like, ooh, that's not good. Which ultimately it's not. I'm not somebody that's really had a lot of illness. I'm not under the doctors for loads of things, even though I've been really fat, overweight, and all the rest of it. Part of that's because I've just not been poorly. Part of that is because I just don't like going to the doctors, not because I'm scared of them, but the whole process does my head in. I don't want putting on antidepressants or loads of medication and things like that. I just don't like putting them false things in my body, and if I don't need them, I'm not going to. So that is a little bit of where we are. So I'm waiting to go for that test results on Thursday, and it's this Thursday coming. And that is playing like mind games with me. It's starting to make me have a lot of self-doubt. I'm now thinking, gee, I'm quite in tune with my body, and I'm not gonna lie, over the last 2 years, things have changed, and I know it's gonna, but I don't know what's normal change and what's normal change. And I've gone through bouts of being really down and really, I don't know, tired and sad. And because I'm the kind of person that I know that that's how I'm feeling, but then I make myself get up and go and do stuff and suck it up basically and get on with stuff. And then I'm thinking, God, am I suffering with depression? Is it hormonal? What is going on with me? I do not know what is going on with me, but these blood tests are what hopefully I'm going to start figuring out. So it could be that I'm going through early menopause. It could be that I've just got really a bad hormonal imbalance. I could have some form of deficiency. I could have an illness. I have not got the foggiest clue. An example right now, being really honest and oversharing, is for about 6 months, maybe a year, I felt really unsexualized. And I didn't know whether that was down to my weight and me feeling like I did. But now, my hormones seem to have changed again, and my moods and my ups and downs are really a lot more extreme. And I kid you not, I could literally jump Oliver 24/7. My sexual drive is through the roof. I think about it all the time. I look at him sometimes when he's come out of the shower, and I could absolutely devour him. And it's weird because I've gone from not wanting him anywhere near me, when he's come near me and snuggled up to me in bed, I've been God, get away from me. I don't want this. But then that seems to have done a complete U-turn, and that poor guy, I could literally just, I think you get the gist. And it's really, really, really weird and just odd. Another thing, in terms of my moods, I am so up and down. I woke up the other morning, I was really poorly after being on holiday. I got this flu thing or a COVID-y feeling thing. And I woke up, and because I ached and I was really tired and I'm not sleeping properly, you said, just be poorly. I sobbed, and I literally sobbed and cried. I can watch films now. I'm not much of a crier, or I didn't used to be. And I can watch a film or a documentary or even just programs on telly or read stuff, and I can feel myself welling up and I just want to cry my eyes out. But then alternatively, within a couple of hours, I'm over the moon, I'm fine, I'm absolutely I'm okay. I am I'm writing down, the health app on your phone, when I'm having periods, when I'm having sex, how my moods are, my symptoms, all of that, because maybe this is something that needs investigating further. And I think the sooner I start doing that, the better. But in terms of diet, I think I am a massive emotional eater, and with what I'm describing to you right now, it is so difficult to diet when all I want to do is eat the entire kitchen and eat sweet stuff and crappy stuff and comfort food. My mind's on other things at the moment, not just jumping Oliver. My mind is on worry and Like, I've had loads of changes with Lily and life just in general, my birthday. So while I'm feeling hormonal and I want to eat more, then I've had more worries and things, which then makes me want to eat more. And yeah, I'm just really stuck as to where I am. So I thought I'd just come on here and update myself, if for nothing else. I've watched some videos back from like a year ago, and I do talk about being on my period and it being really heavy and really out of control, and really it's like not regular, more frequent, and then I'll have a gap for a bit and then it's more frequent again. It makes me lightheaded. Just, there's so many things that are just off with my body, and I'd like to think I'm quite in tune with my body, and there's just something there that's not quite right. So I've had my smear test and it's come back clear. I've had this blood test and I've go for my results on Thursday. I've had the implant out my arm. I'm under no contraception whatsoever. I am not pregnant, before anybody asks. I have checked on that. I'm definitely not pregnant. I don't know. I don't know what's going off, what the carry off is. Maybe it's my body because it's had such a change. Maybe it's because I'm old and it's just hormones and your body's apparently go through a cycle. I'm not sure. It's not something that I particularly am ready to discuss with people. I have kind of highlighted to Oliver that this is flagged up and that I'm going for my results, but I'm not really discussing it a lot. I am worried. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit worried. I don't know why I'm worried. I've never really worried that much before. I don't know whether it's because I'm older, but I'm worried. And I think because I've not told my mum and dad or my sister or kids or any of my friends or anything. I'm just gonna see where this goes and see what the results are first before I start talking about it with anybody. And it's not that it's a massive secret, it's just I don't know what I'm talking about yet. Like, as you can probably tell from this upload, this is just a complete ramble of me just rambling and telling you what's going off and just highlighting it. And like, I don't know. I can't sleep at night either. I forgot about that. I can't sleep at night. I'm just really unsettled, really agitated. I get really hot as well, which is not really like me. So, but again, I don't know if that's because I've been poorly or what's going off. So that's where I'm at. I am getting the results on Thursday. I will definitely probably do a video about that, and then I'll go from there. But at the minute, I'm going to sit with myself and pend that coming, which is giving me anxiety. But on a plus note, I am back on a diet and trying to take control of my life, which if I can't do anything else, then at least I can do that. So that is my hormonal rant, and we'll see where that goes.